What's going on, guys? Stony Rob here, back for another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day because mine is going amazing like every other day. Have any of you done psychedelics at work? If so, tell me your stories in the comment below because my experience with psychedelics at work was something I never experienced before and it really changed me afterwards. At the time, I was working at Walmart as a people greeter. For those who don't know, my job consisted of greeting people at the door and handing out flyers. Most of the time, because my job was so unimportant that I could leave my position for hours on end and come back without anyone noticing. From time to time, I would get assigned other jobs like meat stalker, item stalker, or even those guys that bring back the carts, right? This job had a lot of advantages because I could constantly go smoke something and come back without arousing any suspicion. One day, I came into work and I had this coworker who worked at the bike section, where all the bikes are, and he told me he had an amazing magic mushroom plug. I gave him the basic chit chat and tried to learn more about this dealer when he finally asks me if I'm down to pop some shrooms. So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, dude, for sure. I'll do some mushrooms, whenever. And he's like, oh, I'll text you when we're gonna pop the shrooms, blah, blah, blah. So my break ends and I go back to work. I'm waiting for this guy to text me the date and stuff so I can pop the shrooms. Well, about 30 minutes later, he comes up to me at the front entrance and tells me that if I wanted to do mushrooms, I had to do them right now, live, right now. So I'm like, okay. I think about it for 5 seconds and I tell myself, fuck it. What could possibly go wrong? And honestly, I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert, nothing goes wrong, okay? So I pop 2.5 grams of mushrooms. I'm at the front entrance, right? And he's way back at his department. So I ask my boss if there's any work I could possibly do, and he gives me the task to place some food items on the shelf. And I'm starting to hallucinate by the time I get to the shelf, and I was placing pasta on the shelves and everything, and I mean everything was distorted around me. And at this moment, I knew I had to keep it kind of cool or else I'd get caught. So after a while, I leave my post and go back to the mushroom guy's department. And he's nowhere to be found. So I'm asking around to see if he's anywhere near or somebody knows where he went. And somebody tells me his shift ended a couple minutes ago, about 30 minutes beforehand. So I'm kind of cheesed because I should have just waited or put the mushrooms in my pocket or something for later use. Because what was the point of tripping alone inside the Walmart while the other guy who was supposed to trip with you is not tripping with you? So I accept my fate and decide to go outside. And I'm sitting outside smoking a bogey and just fucking around in the grass looking at the trees and the hallucinations. And after a while I get bored obviously and I decide to go back inside. Well, I was gone for about 2 hours, right? And turns out 2 of my supervisors were looking for me, and when they found me, they invited me to their office. I'm sitting there and I'm assuming that these 2 bastards are gonna fire me or something because they noticed I'm high off mushrooms. And when you're high off mushrooms, you're either paranoid or you're not. So I was just paranoid. And I'm sitting staring at these 2 motherfuckers with my pupils super dilated, and they start asking me questions. If you would give me a million years to figure out what they said or what I answered, I would have never, ever in my whole life guessed what I said because I don't know what I said. I spewed out the most retarded and unfounded answers to their questions. I think one question was, how do you certify customer satisfaction? And I started saying bullshit well, you gotta feel their energy, you gotta feel the presence of the customer, you gotta give them the same energy you would give to your own self, blah, 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 blah. And surprisingly, their very small brains looking at this answer I was God. They were nearly about to suck my fucking dick. How bad they were dumb. I don't know. There's no way to explain it, but I just spewed out the most retarded shit and they just took it in. And they didn't figure out I was tripping out of my mind, so they let me off and I went back to work. I was honestly so surprised that I even managed to work so well while tripping balls at the same time. The whole trip, I had this weird sensation of a second me, a second entity of myself, following me around and listening to everything I did or say. I was also interacting with so many customers around me that about 2 hours later after taking the mushrooms, I became one with Walmart. You heard that right. I was so in tune with what I was doing that I found joy for the first time since the beginning of my working career, okay? In doing pathetic jobs, I finally found enjoyment, and I was surprised. I enjoyed talking to the older people about life and just feeling the pure emotion they had to give me. And it was actually quite a trip and an experience. One thing to note though, I was smoking heavy cigarettes throughout and was craving it so bad 10 minutes after each cigarette. It's like the cigs helped me come back to earth every so often, and it's weird to say, but I don't think I would have actually been good, felt too well if I didn't smoke cigarettes. I would have probably tripped balls like crazy. And by the end of the trip, I had 30 minutes left to my shift, and I was feeling groggy and kind of out of touch with reality, and which is kind of expected, but it wasn't an overwhelming feeling of down, it just felt like a afterbuzz. You've probably experienced it when taking mushrooms. I had a little afterbuzz. So I was preparing to go back home when the manager of the store comes up to me and tells me that he received 5 customers telling him and telling other supervisors that I did an amazing job and I treated them so well, and it was the first time ever they ever had a customer service representative act the way I did, and they would tell the cashiers that I did an excellent job. And to be honest, that really warmed my heart because it wasn't my intention, right? All I did was pop some mushrooms and was expecting to have the trip of a lifetime, while honestly, all I did was just be nice to everyone and honestly try to hide that I was stoned. Well, not stoned, I was high off the fucking mushrooms, right? And I was just acting genuine with everybody. And honestly, at that moment, I wanted to tell the damn manager that I had a perfect plan on how to bring Walmart to the next level, but he cut me short because he had a phone call or something. But I was gonna honestly tell him that every damn Walmart employee should take magic mushrooms, and that's the reason why I had so many good reviews on me. And I didn't have the chance to tell him, but if one day I cross paths with one of the managers or something, trust me, I'm gonna tell them that the day that you guys thanked me for my excellent customer service, I was tripping balls on mushrooms. So yeah, this story isn't like any other drug-fueled story. It was very humbling and it was a very good trip. And honestly, I expected it to go a lot worse. And that's pretty much it for this video. It wasn't nothing crazier or whatnot. But like I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys have any mushroom trips or psychedelic trips that you guys did at work, drop them down in the comments below. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Stony Rob. You guys know the drill. Drop a damn like and hit that subscribe button, because you know what? Out.